Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Rich and Sadie, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give here at the school is a little tug and let go on her training collar, and that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Sadie's coming home with her very own training collar that has been fitted to her, and you will be taught how to use that during your follow-up training session. Now she's sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling.
Sadie, heel.
The command is Sadie, heel, and heeling is proper leash walking. And that's one of the main things that people complain about with their dogs, is that they can't walk them properly on a leash, that they get pulled. And if you notice, she's very focused on Rich. She's paying attention. And each time that he stops his feet, she's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So when you're walking in the neighborhood and you stop to cross traffic or stop to talk to someone, she should be sitting nicely at your left and waiting for her next command. And you can see how focused she is. This gives her a job to do, and she enjoys doing it. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Open flat of your left palm and the one-word command to stay. The long sit stay is important to practice indoors as well as outdoors. It helps to develop her attention span and focus. When Rich returns back to her, he walks all the way around her as an additional distraction, ending right back up where they started. So all your commands start and stop at heel position. And they take off heeling again. She's so cute. I love how focused she is, and how much she enjoys the whole training process. She's eager to please. She's a really sweet dog.
Stay.
You hear Rich praise her as he's working with her, telling her she's G-O-O-D. Now this time, instead of returning back to her on this sit stay, Rich is going to call her, and this is what we call the recall. Sadie, come is the command. Don't get overly exuberant, but always praise her for doing a good job on that come command, because that's really important, that when you call your dog, she comes to you. Rich heels her out of that, and he will demonstrate that come on command again. And the reason why we have the dogs come and sit is because that eliminates the coming and jumping all over you, which is always a problem with these young labs.
Sadie, come.
He coaxes her in, talks to her, and then has her return back to heel and back sitting. Nice job. Now we're going to set up for our down commands. She's got such a great attitude about training that you're going to really enjoy working with her at home. Now with your dog seated at heel position, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down, and then tell her to stay. Your sit stays are for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. Your down stays are 3 minutes, working up to 5 minutes. And again, stationary exercises help to develop self-control and focus and maturity. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her just as he did on the sit stay as an additional distraction, returning back to heel position, and at this point she expects to get another command. And he will heel her out of that command, and he'll demonstrate it for you again. She's just got so much pep in her step. She's so funny. Show off. Again, Rich is going to take his left open palm straight down toward the ground, the one-word command to down, and stay. Now, when you're working her at home, if she's sniffing the ground like that, see, it's always a prelude to them getting up. So you don't want to allow her to sniff on her down stays.
No.
And you can almost tell by her body posture when she's actually going to hold that stay. So enforce it. Rich is going to call her out of this. She comes right in front and sits, and then returns to heel. Now we're going to attempt a down from a distance. This is a harder command because you're not right next to the dog. Always have your dog seated before you attempt to put them into a down. Then they only have to drop the top half of their body. Rich is going to leave her in a sit stay. He walks out in front of her. He gives her the down command. It's your down from a distance. Now we've demonstrated for you her heeling, her automatic sits, her stays, her down from a distance, and her calm. We're going to answer any questions that you may have about your house manners and everything during your follow-up training session. She's a smart girl and a sweetheart. We've enjoyed having her, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.